Are you looking to improve your sales without resorting to pushy tactics? Welcome to Sales Made Easy, the podcast that helps you to achieve better sales results and gain long-lasting clients through relational selling. Let's get right into it. Practice. We're talking about practice, not a game, but practice. Does that sound familiar? You might remember the famous quote, the rant from Allen Iverson, probably coming up on 20 years ago, where he was all frustrated that he was docked pay or benched because he wasn't giving his all in practice. How does that apply to what we do when it comes to selling? You know, the old line that practice makes perfect, well, there's a lot of discussion about practice and being perfect. The practice has to be perfect practice and so forth. Regardless, when we have an important call to make, an important conversation, I highly encourage that we practice before we go real time. Now, after years and years of experience, you might feel like you don't need to practice, but I suggest even then that you have in your mind exactly what it is you want to say and what you want out of the conversation so that you can lead the person to the right type of follow-up. What is the expectation that you want out of the call or out of the appointment? Christine Harrington, who I've had on the podcast, I think she said that she practices for several minutes before she makes her first call. She goes over her script, she gets it out of her system, she gets her voice engaged, and that way the first call, which is still important, is just as good as the 15th call. I used to joke around years ago before I figured it out, that I should have a territory of all the people who made the first call of the day, because those calls were not great. The way around that is to look at your script, or at least look at the context of what the call is, and then role play with yourself, record yourself on the phone, get the nervousness out, and then you can make the call. So, how do we summarize this? Before any important call or conversation, role play it out. Get it out of your system so that the first time you're hearing it yourself is not in front of your prospect or client. You want to be very comfortable, know what you want to say. That way there's clarity and you'll be on your game day versus the practice session. I hope that helps. The whole thing about this is the more you do it, the more you get the muscle memory, the better it is. Thanks for listening to Sales Made Easy. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Also, you're invited to join the Facebook group Sales Training Selling with Dignity. Serve first, the selling will follow.